Hello, Star Family. Welcome. This pick a card reading is going to look into your person and how they feel since being blocked or in no communication. So if you haven't had a chance to meditate on a card stack as of yet and choose, I would recommend going back to the very beginning of the video. There are timestamps there for silent meditation. You can pause where necessary. Take as much time as you need in order to choose the stack that connects to you the most. Now, I say during that time, if you feel led to pick more than one stack, by all means, please go ahead and choose more than one stack. It's really whatever you feel intuitively led to do. That's always going to be the right and best thing for you. Now, readings are timeless, so whether you watch this now at the upload time or several years down the road, it really doesn't matter. It's probably best to watch whenever you feel that intuitive nudge to watch. Again, it's really whenever you feel that push, there probably will be a message there for you. Now, roles can be reversed, especially when there's a love reading. Some things might describe more your person, other things might describe more about you. Roles can be reversed, flip-flopped, interchangeable, vice versa. And because of that aspect and dynamic of the reading, I would say if it doesn't fit, don't make it fit, okay? Again, they're general, they're not going to resonate with everybody watching, and I certainly wouldn't expect them to, considering there are so many of you out there who come from different walks of life and experiences. I say, hey, if it doesn't connect, that's okay. Go ahead and maybe check out another pick a card on my playlist. And if I'm not the reader for you, that's okay too, because YouTube's full of so many other readers out there. I'm pretty sure there'll be someone out there with the messages that you're looking for if it's not me. So with all of that being said, I'm going to move these out of the way. We're going to get directly into stack number 1. Stack number 1. Let's take a look. Let's see, how is it that your person is feeling since being blocked or in no communication, okay? So that's the card that you chose. I'm going to incorporate that right away because I'm going to grab messages from the bag, okay? So basically it says healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. All right, so let's see. Okay, it says precious time. The fairy of time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious, oh, there we go, time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. Okay, maybe someone feels like someone wasted someone else's time. And there's so many clocks on here. If I can get to it, I'll read the numbers, okay? It says trust. New love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings, okay? This card is feeling like a stalker card. I'm not gonna lie. One of the recent pick-a cards I did, we also got this, if I remember correctly. All right, so it says temperance. That would be Sagittarius energy. Somebody might be Sagittarius. That might be you. That might be them. We have the 8 of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I think I know where this is going. Bear with me here while I try to adjust the camera. There we go. We have Sacrifice. I did shuffle a lot of cards, I swear. I'm almost worried now that I won't have enough room. Passion. Okay, so you have Sacrifice, Passion. All right, Twin Flames. Okay, Yin, Yang, Zen, Balance, Union, Duality, Coupling, complementing each other. We have talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives, text, call, email, hovering. All right. Oh, look, that's a cool level. Leveling up. You deserve the best. Major improvement. Doing inner work. Dealing with past hurts. All right. Then we have the Judge energy. Someone could also be a Libra because we have the Justice energy in the back with the scales. And then we have the energy of the Priest. Okay. So let me just find a way to like arrange all of this, all right? Because I did shuffle and grab a lot of cards for this reading. So if it doesn't look pretty, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put that there. Okay, so now I think what's happening here is your person, yes, they're hoping. It kind of feels like they're hoping in the midst of this, maybe no talking, being blocked. they're trusting and hoping for a chance in the future, okay? I think they're doing some healing work on themselves. Maybe they're trying, again, just putting the energy and effort into themselves at the moment, trying to do the inner work, I feel, with this Eight of Pentacles, right? Maybe highly focused on their job or career as well, like trying to pour themselves into their work, physical labor, possibly, maybe getting, okay, I'm just going to put it this way. Some of them might be focused on getting in shape, okay? With this energy as well, if it's not work related. They're trying to get in shape, or they're trying to get their ish together, basically, right? It's all about a healing process. People find different ways to heal, okay? Some of them, might decide to get in shape, get fit, revenge body. I don't know. That's a possibility, right? For some of you. But at the same time, if it's not doing the work that way and pouring yourself into physical endeavors like that or work, then it's something about trying to just heal and do the inner work on the inside, because we do have the Temperance. The Temperance is an energy of balance, trying to, find the common ground within yourself, or trying to find balance within oneself. Again, the Justice energy back here in the background talks about finding balance. So I'm kind of getting the vibe that they are trying to heal themselves, work on themselves, focus on themselves. But nonetheless, in the midst of trying to work on themselves, it kind of still feels like they are hoping that the connection itself can still be healed. Okay, so there's a little bit of both. There is potential here with the Ace of Pentacles to have an opportunity, right? They're hoping for a chance, an open door, okay? A brand new beginning somewhere, an opportunity to maybe show itself or present itself down the road when it comes to talking again. That's why the trust energy is here, trying to find, hope and trust again. This is a spiritual energy which talks about faith and hope, and basically this energy of where it's like, I'm going to trust in divine. I'm going to trust in the divine. I'm going to trust in the universe to try to help this thing out, right? So I'm getting a little bit of that. It does feel like they had to sacrifice you for now, okay, because we have that, right? And it's kind of like, if they didn't have to sacrifice you or give you up for now, they have to make some sacrifices as if they ever expect to have a chance present itself with you again, okay? Ace of Pentacles. So something has to give with this energy. There is still passion here with your person. They still have feelings. They still maybe have attraction with the passion energy. So that hasn't died, even though there is no communication. Again, the Judge energy talks about discernment, having to really take a really good look at something, sit with yourself, think about something, right? So I kind of feel like, again, they've had to take a really solid look at themselves to see what needs work, and then work on it, right? With the Eight of Pentacles, put that effort into their own healing, right? With this. I think they feel that the connection can still be healed, but it's going to take some time, right? I kind of have the feeling, for whatever reason, with this energy here, it could have been that maybe one of you said to the other, look, if this isn't good, let's not waste each other's time, right? Let's give each other a break. Because it says it here, be mindful not to waste others' time either. So I don't know if you said that to them, or maybe that was something indicated on their part, like they didn't want to waste your time, or you didn't want them to waste your time. You figure it out. But I just feel like there is something about not wanting to waste another moment. And it could apply in the other way, where it's like time is of the essence too. And it's like they don't want this to go on too long. So they're hoping and trusting with faith and divine timing, perhaps, that everything will fall into place the way it needs to, right? We have lots of energy that is indicating something new with the Ace of Pentacles and the new love. So I have to wonder if this was perhaps a love connection that was just on the brink of developing with these two energies, right? But the romance was stirred, the feelings were started, they were initiated in some way with this. And it's like, I'm getting the vibe of somebody like, they were right there on the verge of like falling in love or opening their heart or being vulnerable. And then something happened, where it feels like having to let it go for whatever reason. with this sacrifice energy. Like, because whenever you sacrifice something, you have to give something up for the sake of something else. So it kind of feels like there was something that was sacrificed in the connection. Unfortunately, it was just on the brink of getting to know one another or develop and become something more substantial. Because, you know, the Eight of Pentacles is all about tangible things and trying to work your way up to that and become something solid, let's say from the 8 to the 9 to the 10 of Pentacles. So it kind of feels like you guys were working on the connection and working up to that, and then something happened to kind of snatch the I guess the development of the connection from one another. Nonetheless, passion is still there. And it's like eventually, I think your person is feeling like that eventually, hopefully with time, right? With time, that you guys can find some common ground with one another and be on a level playing field with this temperance, where you can find a solution to your problems and, you know, manage to get to a point of equilibrium where you're both on the same page. Now, it does look like you guys may be twin flames, okay? You guys complement each other in a really nice way. Again, more energy of balance. You see that? And then we have the temperance and then the... Okay, this is really nice. So there's emphasis here with balance, trying to find balance. And I think that your person, in the midst of not talking, maybe being blocked, maybe no communication, not only is trying to find that balance within themselves, but is hoping that in time, you guys would be able to find that also in the connection, right? Because you do, you know, you do have passion, you do have this union, and again, the idea of wanting union as well, right? They want union. And so it kind of feels like with this energy here, your person's hoping to hear from you, right? They want to talk again. So in time, you know, they hope to talk to you again, right? They might be hovering over your social media with this energy as well, right? Or anticipating, you know, a call, a message, or something from you. Again, wanting to level this connection up, make improvements in the relationship. Again, more, look at that, doing inner work, right? Doing inner work, healing. Again, it's the vibe of wanting to work on themselves in the midst of not talking. And then not only that, hoping to heal the connection as well when you guys reunite. Okay. And look, it says dealing with past hurts. So then being able to address those past hurts with each other is important, they feel, right? To heal that, to reconcile it. And whenever I look at the Judge card, I can't help but think of like being a really good judge of character, right? So there may be some things in the connection that are maybe forcing you guys to look and kind of like analyze each other's things, like each other's junk, mess, right? Take a really good hard look at the issues of the connection. But there has to be a decision with the Judge card, because the Judge eventually comes to a decision. So there's going to be a point where somebody's going to have to decide, am I going to reach back out because I still have feelings for my person, right? So there's going to have to be a decision eventually. And it kind of feels like, I'm not going to lie, it kind of feels like with the sacrifice energy, that it would be a sacrifice. Like you'd be giving something up, like not to try to continue this connection in some way. Like it would be a loss, okay? Not to try to heal the connection or work on it. All right, that's why it's saying, imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed in this very moment, okay? So it would be a loss of something really good, the potential of something really, you know, grounded, if it couldn't be worked out, right? But anyway, they're hoping that in time they can make their way back around, heal this connection, work on it, fix it, rekindle that passion. They're trusting in the divine that eventually, you know, you guys can get to a point where you can talk to each other again, work on it, and have balance. All right, so let's take a look. I want to see. Let's see if we can get some messages from the bag. I don't want to see what I'm grabbing. All right, look at that. So your person is upset. They're probably drowning their sorrows. So there is a desire probably for some commitment, right? They want commitment. Either you want commitment or they want commitment in the connection. Sorry, I'm trying to stir all this, and every time I dig into the bag, I'm ruining the cards on the table. But let's see. Okay, so somebody might be a Taurus. Unfinished business. Absolutely. I do feel that you guys probably have unfinished business with each other. And that's probably why eventually, you know, your person's probably hoping for a chance to talk. Look, it says, I'm not who you think I am. So if one of you perhaps has a misconception about the other, that would apply in some way. Okay. But again, it's like you guys have unfinished business and your person definitely, you know, wants to hear from you. Okay. They want to talk. They want to hear from you, or I don't know, they're maybe hoping that you would reach out eventually, right? And vice versa. I mean, you might be hoping to hear from them too, right? Okay, so karmic issues, perhaps. Maybe there is a karmic somewhere in the mix. Yeah, see, look, remember I was saying about misconceptions? There might be some misconceptions. There you go, the assumptions, okay? That's why it says, I'm not who you think I am. Maybe someone assumed too much of somebody else, okay? Okay, so somebody is maybe being very independent right now. I don't know if that's you. Again, if your person's on the road to healing, maybe working on themselves, maybe they're trying to focus back on their independence in the midst of separation or no contact or being blocked, because honestly, if they can't get to you, what else can they do, right? So it's like, I might as well focus on myself, right? So somebody might be showing up real independent. Maybe that's your energy too. Maybe being independent to the point where you feel you don't need them. Right, so stack number 1, this is your reading. I will leave you here. If you feel this connects and has helped you, please go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. So like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notification, not only to support this channel, but so you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box. It's a matter of just visiting my Etsy shop, seeing what readings I have available, and you can book a reading whenever you feel guided to. Just know that there are times when my readings are sold out, and it looks and appears as if nothing's available to book with me, but that's why. I always repost my readings. Eventually, trust I do, at least once a week, upload, you know, brand new readings again, and it's just a matter of, you know, just checking in with me every so often to see what has become available again. So I'll leave you here, stack number 1. Much love to you. Be safe out there. Take care of yourself. Be kind to each other. And I will see you soon. Stack number 2. You chose this card here. Let's see. Your person. What are they feeling since being blocked or in no communication? Okay, so let's take a look. It says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Okay, so it says shine from within. It says looks are only skin deep, true beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Reconciliation, another stalker card for whatever reason, I swear. Which is not a bad card. It's just that it seems like there's a few of them, you know, stalking for whatever reason. It says someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay. It's up to you. Okay. Why did I'm getting the vibe that the ball is in somebody in your court, perhaps, viewer, stack number 2 viewer. The ball may be in your court in regards to reconciliation with your person. That is giving me that vibe with this together. Okay. It says chaos, love. Okay. Chaotic love, perhaps. I don't know. Wow. Okay, so the lover, somebody might be a Gemini. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 8 of Cups. Okay. And like I told the other stack, I went all out. I used a lot of cards here, and now I'm worried I'm not going to have enough room on the table, but I'm going to make it work. So give me 1 second here. Okay. All right, so we have the runner. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego, kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. Back, okay, look at that. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So we got the back together card and we have the reconciliation energy. So it's emphasized, reunited, good chance of getting back together, are back together, things flowing well. Okay. Gift, desire. All right, so I kind of know what the heck's going on here. In the midst of being blocked or in no separation, I think your person is watching you, looking at you shine, looking at you doing well, doing your thing, maybe looking good here. They see you looking really attractive, and they're realizing that they still have love for you. We have the love card, but at the same time, this chaos energy is making me feel like it's complicated as all heck, okay? Like, there's complication, circumstantial complications, okay, that is making the whole situation complicated and chaotic, right? Not only that, but they probably feel chaos, or they feel like all over the place when it comes to this connection. And it could very well be, I mean, it could be a twin flame. I'm just saying. With the lovers here and the fact that somebody's a runner, that's usually that dynamic. So I can't help but think that that's a possibility, right? The gift and the desire energy is kind of, again, the idea of seeing you shining, seeing you doing well, looking good and attractive, seeing the gift that you are. And it's like kind of this feeling of, I took my person for granted. Now that they're not with me, I know what is that saying? You only know what you got when it's gone, right? And that's kind of the feeling. They took you for granted. It's only now that you're gone do they realize what they had. They see the gift, right, that you were. And they're desiring you still, right, at a distance. Because we have this energy here where it's like she has the photo frame, she's reminiscing, she's nostalgic for her person, but they're nowhere in sight, okay? They're nowhere in her immediate grasp. This is somebody who's looking out into the distance, hoping that somebody would come back, right? So it does feel like they want reconciliation, but they know that perhaps the ball is in your court in regards to whether you would allow it. They feel that you have walked away with this 8 of Cups here, maybe in search of something better. Maybe all they gave you was 8 cups, and you perhaps decided that, you know what, this is not going to work. That's not enough for me. Okay, I'll give you an example. I told this the other day to somebody, special. I said, love is like, no, it's not like a box of chocolate. Love is like a loaf of bread, right? You don't want somebody just giving you breadcrumbs. You want the whole freaking loaf, right? So that's kind of that thing. You want the whole freaking loaf. You don't want just breadcrumbs. You don't want somebody breadcrumbing you at all, right? And it kind of feels like maybe with that 8 of Cups, they were only giving 8 cups, or somebody was only giving 8 cups in the connection, right? And it's like after a while you get to a point where it's like, okay, is this going to level up anymore? Are we just going to stay where we are? Like what's going on, right? Somebody's always going to want a little more. Maybe want more commitment, something more solid, maybe a more substantial label or foundation in the connection. Eventually 8 cups, if that's all you're offering, is not going to be enough. Somebody has the right to walk away, right? In search of the 9 and the 10 cups. So it kind of feels like maybe they see you as walking away. And it's like ever since you walked away or you left or there's been separation, it's been a little chaotic for them because we have the chaos card here. Not only that, the 8 of Cups energy is that energy where it's like, I know my worth. I deserve, better than perhaps what you're giving. If they're not giving enough or not giving their all, that again would give somebody the right to walk away. It's a very, very much a soul-searching card. So the soul-searching aspect kind of applies to them too. So in the midst of being blocked and no communication, they've been forced to do some soul-searching, right? They've been forced to kind of like figure themselves out. And that's what the chaos feels like. I know it's not like a dark night of the soul energy, but some people might experience it that way, very chaotic. So they have not been, it kind of feels they have not been stable since you left. Nonetheless, it's like the power's in your hands or somebody's hands. Okay, I'm just going to put it this way. It kind of feels like whoever walked away, if you walked away from them, especially with that 8 of Cups, it's really put the power in your hands as to whether you will reconcile with them at all, especially if you walked away knowing your worth. again, the idea of struggle, so they have been struggling. The Seven of Wands is that energy of struggle, right? Where you have to kind of fight for something. You have to stand your ground. So if maybe somebody put healthy boundaries in the connection and then decided to walk away, because I could definitely see that with the Seven of Wands and the Eight, right? Somebody might have put their defenses up and maybe stood their ground, and it kind of, again, you couldn't find a happy medium there, so it got to a point where somebody ended up walking away, right? But nonetheless, it's still that energy of, I want to fight for this connection. So I still feel as your person wants to reconcile, they still have some fight left in them for this connection because of how deep the soulmate vibe is with this Lovers, right? Again, Lovers is about making a decision. So again, stack number 2 viewer, I can't help but feel that this decision to reunite with them, if they come back, is up to you. And I think they know that. It's like the power's in your hands and they know that. Because the Lover's energy does talk about a decision sometimes. But it also talks about a very, like, you know, soulmate vibe connection where you're connected, you have a bond. And look at the beautiful embrace. And look, there is like a strong tornado wind, like getting swept away in this love connection. Maybe that's the way it felt for them as well as for you. So the bond is there, it's strong, it's tight. I mean, look at the way they embrace. So I can't help but think also with the depiction of the artwork that, because they are on a cloud, right? They are on a cloud. I can't help but wonder if there is a very spiritual connection that you guys have that is kind of heavenly or otherworldly, in a sense that you feel their energy spiritually, even if they aren't with you or in communication with you. In the 3D or in the physical, right? But there is love here. We have the love card, obvious. Okay, we have the love card. The energy of wanting to reunite and get back together is here, right? There is love, even though you guys are not together. There is unconditional love here. Maybe you send each other affection. You know, you guys fell in love with each other. Again, that beautiful bond of the Lovers. You guys fell in love. You send, I don't know, maybe you send your person affection even from afar, right? You try to hold space for them. Send them unconditional love and that kind of, you know, sweet energy, right? But it's kind of like giving and receiving. You still need reciprocal energy, right? And like I said, with the Eight of Cups, somebody wasn't getting what they needed out of the connection, so they probably left. And at the same time, someone else ran away, or I'm hearing withheld. Okay, I don't know why. Somebody maybe withheld the 10 cups, right? They withheld maybe the 10 cups, probably because of ego or fear of leveling the connection up, or creating a connection that was much more substantial, right? There could have been codependency issues too. And maybe this separation is what's teaching you how to kind of, you know, look at the connection differently too, right? So, yeah, I mean, the card over here says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. Because you know what? The mind is very logical. And sometimes the heart knows what it wants, but the mind will try to tell you otherwise and talk you out of it. Right? That's why it says, the answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. So when it comes to this connection, it might be a matter of listening to the heart, not the mind, because the mind will tell you, oh, it's no good, it's not going to work out. But if there's still a lot of love there, and there is the potential maybe to fight for it with the Seven of Wands, then you're going to more or less have to listen to the heart, because the mind will talk you out of it every time. All right, so let's get some messages from the bag. Messages from the bag. Let's see. Okay. Let me see if I can give this a good mix here. All right. Okay, so listen. So maybe they're hoping that you would listen to them. You would hear them out eventually. Right? Again, it feels like The ball might be in your court. Should they come back, try to reconcile with you, it will be up to you. That's why the card is here, right? And they're hoping that you listen to them or you hear them out. Okay, so maybe someone else got in the way or other people got in the way of the connection. All right, so you may be getting lots of synchronicity and confirmation. Again, the idea of the connection having more of a 5D vibe right now than would be a 3D. So if you're not with them in the physical, you might still feel their energy in, you know, in 5D, okay? And with that, you get lots of synchronicity and confirmation of the connection. All right, so let's see. And also with the listen energy, I can't help but think that maybe some of you receive messages in synchronicity perhaps through music, okay? Okay, so yeah, see, there has to be some compromise in the connection, and that's probably what was lacking. That's probably what was lacking if, you know, one of you decided to walk away because they weren't giving enough, okay? Or maybe too stubborn, and with that Seven of Wands and didn't want to compromise, right? Okay, so overthinking, again, the chaotic energy over here, right? That would explain. So your person has been probably overthinking, struggling. And it says your spirit guides are protecting you. Okay. Maybe protecting you and this connection. All right, so let's take a look. Let's get like 2 more. All right, so perhaps, like, you know, it's funny, I mentioned earlier with that chaos energy that maybe somebody's having a dark night of the soul moment, right? But that's also part of their awakening. So maybe they have had an awakening since not talking. Look at that. Let's try again. Boom. Just confirming this, the bag is on point. It's basically confirming the idea of wanting to reunite, get back together, right? And reconcile, because we have the reconciliation energy over here. Look at that. So, yeah, they want to try again, okay? So, stack number 2, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you feel this has helped and connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notifications to support this channel so you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. It's just a matter of visiting my Etsy shop, seeing what readings I have available. Sometimes readings are sold out and it'll look like nothing's there, but that's why. Just check back with me every so often to see what has been reposted again. At least once a week, I'm putting new readings up all the time and refreshing my page. And you can, you know, just check back, see what I have available, and you can book a reading whenever you're led to. So with all of that, I will let you go. Stack number 2. Much love to you. Be safe wherever you are, okay? And take care, keep shining, and I'll see you soon. Stack number 3. Today we're looking at how is it that your person feels, right, since being blocked or in no communication with you. So this is the card that you chose. Okay, it says secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I'm going to put that over here. All right, inner child. It says the fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Okay. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So hiding their true self, hiding their true feelings perhaps. And that would apply with that. Okay. Yeah, definitely. We have the Cupid here, but it's kind of like they're hiding. They're not revealing something. And definitely being emphasized with that secret admirer card. All right, so it says wait. All right, so we have the 9 of Wands. The Moon. So somebody might be a Pisces. That could be you or them somewhere in the chart. 4 of Swords. Yeah, and you did have an extra tarot card fall out for you. So we have the 3 of Swords. All right, so that's a unique progression there. Okay, So 4 swords, 3 swords. So yeah, the 4 swords energy basically is also confirming that you guys are in no contact, because to me the 4 swords is a non-action card. Sometimes it's an energy where you guys step away from each other, perhaps, you know, go quiet on each other, take a moment or a break to heal, right? Regroup. We have catharsis. We have resentment as well. Okay. So maybe somebody's feeling a little resentful. Angry, perhaps. All right. It says date, meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, planning to set a date, mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflecting our wounds, introspection. Again, the 4 swords would apply to the introspection. And it says worthiness, know your worth. The universe can only bring you what you know you deserve. You can have it all. Okay, so hold on here. Like I said, I have to try to arrange all this. I did grab a lot of cards. I went crazy pulling cards, and that's fine. All right, so it says misfortune and enemy. Okay, so can I just put it out right here? Your person is going through it, okay? They are going through it, and it just feels like they were hiding a lot about themselves from you. Maybe secretive. I'm hearing the vibe of secretive. The moon is sometimes about a veil, right? Where you don't really see things clearly. Creates an era, like an aura of uncertainty and doubt, and just puts a shroud over some things because you can't really see things clearly. But at the same time, it's secretive energy. Again, the idea of something being hidden, right? I'll give an example, like when you walk by, walk at night and the moon is shining really bright, and let's say there's not a lot of outside light, it's just moonlight. It creates shadows and casts things in a different light. You don't see things. It hides things from you because it's dark outside. So it kind of feels like there's something hidden here. And I think the majority of what's being hidden is your person hiding the fact that maybe they had more feelings for you than they were actually relaying to you, okay, or that they were making known. So it does feel like in the midst of not talking to you while being blocked, they've had to do a lot of purging, all right, because we have the catharsis energy that does talk about releasing. It is a purging energy, having to do a lot of purging of perhaps inner child wounds, right? Because we do have this energy which talks about wounds. And then we have the inner child card. So it kind of feels like this separation, no contact, being blocked, kind of forced them to face their inner child, to face their core wounds, that those things had to be uprooted in order for them to see them. You mirrored them in this connection in some way, and maybe helped them to face themselves, right? Vice versa. Okay, you might have mirrored them, they might have mirrored you. Maybe the connection just literally uprooted a lot of junk that needed healed and brought up to the surface for healing. We do see the 4 swords. It does talk about healing, rest, recuperation. So you guys are taking a break, but it's a much necessary one to regroup, okay? Heal those inner core or inner child wounds. Face your demons, okay? Look at yourself maybe in the mirror as well. And maybe it is a process also of, while being in separation, knowing your worth, all right? Because we do have the worthiness energy here, okay? So it's like a lesson in learning your worth, knowing your worth. Now, there is anger, and I feel like the resentment card is talking about that. So it kind of feels like it's been a process of purging all the hurt, all the pain, all the anger, all the resentment in the midst of being separated or in no contact or being blocked from you, right? And it's like it kind of feels like here they're being made to wait, right? Maybe you made them wait. Maybe you feel like you're waiting on them, okay? But there's an energy of waiting. Maybe waiting to heal. Maybe waiting to have the, the dust settle, right? In the connection. There has been heartbreak here, though, for sure. There's been heartbreak, loss, perhaps three-party situation with the 3 of Swords, but nonetheless, it's just a really, big energy of sorrow, sadness, and heartbreak. Nonetheless, conflict of head and heart. So I think your person has been feeling conflicted, again, purging and trying to release all the junk and the gunk that they feel, the pain, the sorrow, the sadness. And that has been a conflict of head and heart to do that, because it is a healing process with the Four of Swords and the Three of Swords together. It's like trying to heal from the heartbreak. So your person is trying to heal. They've been forced to face a lot of their junk. Maybe they have sabotaged connections in the past, right, with this enemy card, because it does talk about self-sabotage, maybe sometimes being your own worst enemy. It could talk about outside forces that maybe get in the way. So if there is a three-party situation, I could see how this enemy card would apply. It's either an outside force being a person or a circumstance that hinders or gets in the way. Then we have this energy here, which talks about misfortune. This talks about obstacles, hindrances, things that unexpectedly happen and turn everything upside down, okay, in a connection. So there has been a lot of that, okay? So I feel like this connection kind of like threw everything up in the air, went to like hell in a handbasket, basically, with this connection. And it forced a lot of, it forced you guys to face each other's, face your own core wounds for healing. It brought up a lot of messy things, I think, in your person, maybe even in you. Nonetheless, it's like the wounded warrior here with the Nine of Wands, having been battered, beaten, bruised, been there, done that, been through some things. Nonetheless, a survivor, still standing, right? So your person is hanging in there, trying to hang in there. But they have been forced to face a lot of their own inner doubts, confusions with the moon here as well. Maybe even some depression. So maybe your person, again, has been going through a depression or sadness. Again, a lot of emphasis of sadness here with the moon and the Three of Swords. Forced to meditate on life with that Four of Swords as well. It's kind of like the need to remove themselves. Maybe even you felt the need to remove yourself also from the connection in order to really get your head on straight. Because the presence of them, or you to them, really, I think also was a little bit of a disturbance for them too. It was too tumultuous is what I'm getting from this. So your person in the midst of being blocked is having to face themselves, okay? They hid a lot of their feelings from you. And it did create a defense mechanism, or putting up a defense mechanism towards you, okay? Like you had your walls up, I feel, with this Nine of Wands towards them, because they weren't really being their true self. And their true self maybe sometimes turned a little ugly, okay? And I'm just going to say that because mirroring can do that to you. Mirroring can trigger you. People get triggered all the time for the most random stuff, you know? Any little thing could just, you know, turn somebody upside down. And, you know, you could say something to somebody with no ill intent at all, yet they receive it that way and they flip on you, right? So I don't know if it was that kind of vibe too with this energy, because it kind of does feel like your person was going through a lot of like negative feelings with the catharsis and the resentment here, the misfortune energy and the enemy. Like it's just a lot of, it feels like a lot of messy feelings, right? But a lot of it feels also like they were repressing it with the deception, because that card does talk about hiding things within yourself, not really showing your true colors, or not really showing how you really feel with somebody. And it kind of feels like the love that they were feeling triggered the heck out of them to the point where they didn't even recognize themselves. Maybe you grew to feel that you didn't recognize them either, and it just got a little messy. Okay, that's what I'm feeling from this. But nonetheless, it's been a lesson in self-worth. And it kind of feels like it's been a waiting game, or maybe one of you have been waiting a really long time to hear from the other, yet no contact with the Four of Swords. Again, no action, yet you both been waiting to hear from the other perhaps for a really long time. And it doesn't really seem to feel with the Four of Swords like there has been progression. But nonetheless, in the midst of being blocked, no talking, there's just been a lot of purging. Okay, is what I'm getting from this. You might be still defensive towards them with that Nine of Wands, so they could probably feel that too. But let me see if I can go here. back here because I forgot this card. So I have to wonder if maybe somebody's planning to set a date with you again, maybe waiting for the right moment. That's a possibility. However, some of you with this card can definitely be trying to move on, okay? It kind of, I don't know, stack number 3 person, if you're trying to move on, right? Perhaps you moving on has them on edge. That's a possibility. Maybe they took you, like I said, they probably didn't know your worth at the time. Maybe they took you for granted, stack number 3 viewer. They didn't appreciate you at the time. Maybe they see you dating out there again, meeting other people, meeting someone new, and maybe that is also triggering them. Perhaps the idea of you knowing your worth, getting back out there and dating again is also triggering them. And it's just making them face a lot of their own demons, perhaps about how they felt about you too, facing how they felt about you. If they didn't confess that outright, they're definitely trying to hide that from you, but they're forced to face it nonetheless. Okay, I don't know if you've seen your person out there dating again. And again, it could be the idea of it's a cover-up, right? If they secretly still have feelings for you, if they've been hiding their feelings all the time, the whole time, it could be a cover-up, right? Going out there and dating again, updating their status, maybe could just be a cover for how they really feel. You know, that's a possibility. Again, 3-party situation, maybe somebody lied. Somebody could have lied in the connection. And now, you know, the fact that, again, you don't, somebody else had, I forgot what stack had it, but it's like this idea of you don't know what you got until it's gone. That kind of, I think, applies here as well. Because if they didn't appreciate your worth, they didn't know your worth, there was another party involved and they were deceptive, the mess that they created in the connection is actually backfiring on them with this energy, right? And they're forced to face a lot of their own crap. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this. So, and they probably broke your heart too. If they were deceptive, if they were hiding things from you, if they were being secretive in some way, they probably broke your heart as well with this 3 of Swords. You might feel resentment towards them at the same time. Okay, so I'm picking up a lot of different scenarios here. But yeah, it does feel a little messy here with the stack number 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab messages from the bag. Perhaps we can get more confirmation. You know, the moon is all about emotions, right? And then it's like, it does feel like a lot of tumultuous energy, tumultuous emotion in regards to this connection. And a lot of that's the triggering of the mirroring. Because they couldn't be open and honest and vulnerable enough to share how they felt. So they just suppressed it. That's really what it feels like. And now it's backfiring. I'm also getting the vibe of like acting out. Right? Like it does feel like if they were dating other people, it was a way kind of like to act like you didn't care as much. To act like they didn't care as much about you as they really did. So it's kind of like to distract them from falling in love with you, to distract them from feeling more than they wanted to, by being with other people. I know that sounds weird and it's selfish. So let's see here. Okay, so something about making the first move. I don't know. Again, if you haven't made the first move, if you left them waiting and you have not made the first move, I think that could be driving them nuts too. They probably let you down because, or somebody let somebody down. We have the deception energy with the 3 of Swords, so I can't help but think that somebody let somebody down. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. I act like I don't care, but I do. And that was what I was feeling. Holy shit. And look at that. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they let on. Okay, so the bag is coming through to confirm this. Holy cow. Okay. Wrong choice. Okay, so somebody made the wrong choice. If they did something wrong and deceptive, they made the wrong choice, right? Holding space. So I don't know if you're holding space for them in the midst of, you know, not talking. They've been lost. Okay. Again, they made the wrong choice. They were lost. All right. So somebody's at a crossroads. Strings attached. So I don't know if you guys, if you still feel that energetic cord to them. That's a possibility. Perhaps they were acting in the connection as if they didn't want any strings attached, right? Again, the idea of acting like I don't care, but I do, right? And it says, everything reminds me of you. So yeah, they're going through it in the midst of not being with you. They're forced to face their own demons, I think. And they're struggling with it. Again, having to purge a lot of gunk, okay? And it only makes it worse that everything reminds them of you. So they're constantly faced with what they did, okay? That's kind of what this feels like. They can't escape it. So they're having to live with that, right? So I'm going to leave this here, stack number 3. This was pretty interesting. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notifications to support this channel. And if you, and so that way you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. All you have to do is visit me on Etsy, see what readings I have available. Sometimes they're sold out, so it looks like nothing there, just warning you. But all you have to do is check in with me every once in a while, see what's been made available again, and you could book a reading whenever you feel guided to. So, stack number 3, this is your reading. Sending you all the love in the world, okay? Be safe wherever you are, because I know the world is crazy right now. But I wish you the very best. Keep shining, okay? So take care, and we'll see each other soon. Okay, stack number 4. You chose this card here. Now, we're asking today about how your person feels since being blocked and in no communication, okay? So let's take a look. It says, look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. Okay, so we have, temptation. It says, are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. Okay, so maybe your person's in denial about something. All right, so it says, past life relationship, you have known each other before. Okay. Don't stop. All right, so journey. Okay, journey and duality. Okay. Duality can talk about a mirroring aspect. So again, I don't know if some of you were mirroring each other in the connection. All right, so I did shuffle for a lot of cards, so I might struggle to find room on the table. Just warning you. Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles. All right, that's one of my ghosting cards. So I don't know if they ghosted you, you ghosted them. Okay, but it is an energy of being left out in the cold. So that would explain the no communication and or being blocked, right? All right, so there's the Fool, Judgment. All right, it says healing heart. And look, I have my Chihuahua's dog hair on the card. It says healing heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. The Snake, competition, enemy, clever, malicious, looking over your shoulder, perhaps the other woman. So I don't know if there was another third party, male or female, doesn't matter. All right, so it says, wow, finger pointing. Our partners reflecting our wounds. Okay, so the duality energy, right? The mirroring. All right. Mirror what we are, finger pointing, taking responsibility. Okay. So yeah, that duality energy is emphasized here with the finger pointing, the mirroring aspect. Letter. Widower. Okay. So, okay, your person, I think there's, okay, I'm feeling your energy from this as well. Or someone in the connection, okay? Someone in the midst of no contact with you, okay? They can't let go. I think they're in denial about some things, maybe about their behavior, about the way that they treated you. It's almost like, I don't know, in this energy, for whatever reason, in this card deck, this fairy deck, it does remind me of the devil, okay? Because the devil card does talk about temptation. It talks about the things that keep us tied down and we struggle to free ourselves from. So there is a past life connection here that I feel has put someone on a journey to heal themselves and release a lot of the attachments and things that they hold on to and have in a repetitive cycle. Now, I think the past life connection is here between you, and that's probably why there's perhaps a karma or unhealthy attachment somewhere in here. Okay? It says unhealthy habit. So it kind of feels like the connection between these two cards is on a loop where it's an unhealthy cycle. Like every lifetime, throughout different lifetimes or incarnations, you guys find each other and you guys trigger each other. You guys kind of mirror each other in a way that maybe triggers some toxicities. Okay? It's a journey. We have the journey energy in the past life. So I feel like this journey you've had with them or your person more than one time. Several incarnations perhaps with this and the journey energy. Right? But I feel that someone is trying to heal. Could be very well be you, stack number 4. This might resonate with you too. You know, it might be that you're the one that got hurt and you're the one trying to heal and move on. And you're not looking to stop or looking back. Even though there is a karmic tie here or past life love relationship, there's a strong bond perhaps. In other lifetimes you have triggered each other and this is just part of, you know, the journey with them. Nonetheless, it feels like somebody's trying to move on because they were seriously hurt. It didn't feel like a healthy connection. It was, like I said, there was never an energy. It kind of feels like there wasn't an energy of feeling at peace in the connection. It was always something, right? It always felt like it could never be settled, right? You always had to look over your shoulder, so you can't really trust a connection when it's like that. You know, like, it's kind of like this feeling, are you with me or are you against me? Like, what the heck is it, right? But it was a fact of triggering each other so bad to the point that it became, you know, toxic, unhealthy, right? They'd blame you, you'd blame them, you know, and it got to a point where it's like, can anybody take responsibility, right, for playing their part, perhaps? But nonetheless, it says healing from heartbreak and freedom from the toxicity, right? And breaking the pattern, so relationship or addiction. So again, the idea of feeling that affliction, right, with this kind of energy. And yeah, it would be, okay, connections that are strong like this are enticing. They do have a magnetic pull, even if it is toxic. You kind of feel like, you know, why can't you let them go? Why can't you move on from them, right? It's saying having the power to overcome. Maybe somebody is looking to have the power to overcome this connection and heal from it because it wasn't healthy. But it does kind of feel like at the same time it's been a struggle to do so. The opposing forces within each other, the duality, right? The light, the dark, the hot, the cold, you know, all that push and pull is what I feel this relationship was mostly based on. So much push and pull that you feel like someone feels like they can't let it go or release it. That you have this really tight attachment, but all you really want to do is break free from it because it's not healthy and you know it deep down. Like somebody knows it deep down, right? It says, look inside yourself, examine what it is that's causing you to feel this way. Again, the idea of triggering each other, needing to kind of take a look at yourself, or they need to take a look at themselves, or maybe they have been trying to do that in the midst of separation with no contact and being blocked. They've had to actually take a deep look inside themselves and kind of face what the root of the connection brought out in them, right? Again, somebody was left out in the cold. It is a feeling of lack. So I can say with this energy as well that in the midst of being blocked and no contact, somebody probably has been missing you, okay? Knowing what it is to be without, right? Maybe you felt left out in the cold from them as well. Someone here was left out in the cold and is trying to start over and regain their balance, okay? Because he's on this little podium and he's trying to have balance. Trying to be brave, let go, and free themselves from a connection that perhaps is not healthy or was not healthy. So if there was mutual toxicity, okay, it could be that, they're trying to get over you, right? In the midst of being blocked. They're trying to release you because they feel the connection is unhealthy. So it can work both ways. But it's been a struggle because with the widow energy, it does talk about a struggle to release something that is gone and over with, something that has ended. Okay? Maybe there was communication, maybe, I don't know, because this does talk about communication. So letters, phone calls, emails, texts. So maybe there has been, intermittent communication here and there, possibly, right? With this energy. But it also feels like if you're waiting or somebody is waiting for communication, it's only going to make it that much harder to move forward or move on. I kind of feel like this energy over here is saying don't stop. If you're trying to release with judgment energy, if you're trying to free yourself with this, if you're trying to liberate yourself and put the past in the past and leave it in the past, and you've already embarked upon that journey to put this hurt aside from you, don't stop moving forward. Because the judgment energy is that energy of Phoenix rising from the ashes. I'm going to leave it all behind. The old me is dead and gone. I don't, I want to move forward. I want to free myself and liberate myself from the devil energy or from the chains that bind me to this situation, to this connection, to this person. It's been a journey, a rough one of duality, one of mirroring. I've had to look inside to see, what my issues are, face them head on. But nonetheless, I have to keep moving, right? So it does feel like somebody's trying to heal. Somebody's trying to move on from this. Start over with the Fool. Embark upon new things. Take a leap of faith on themselves. Release the past. Free themselves of it once and for all. So they don't feel weighed down by this anymore. An unhealthy energy of a connection. Okay, it does feel like somebody's in denial, maybe about their own issues, perhaps. But past life relationship, karmic, soul tie, past life bonds or not. It kind of looks like it might have been an unhealthy situation while you were in it or while, there was a relationship. And there's a need to heal and release and find freedom. Again, the healing heart energy talks about it, right? Release the unhealthy attachments and addictions from the connection that was there. Somebody might have had somebody else on the side too, and it just created or added another layer to the chaos or the unfortunate energy of the connection. Okay, because it does say the other woman, but again, not female or male specific. Okay, anybody could have had somebody else on the side. I'm also getting the vibe of possibly like a narcissistic empath dynamic as well, because of this energy with this. And the fact that it does talk about toxicities, reflecting each other's wounds with the duality and the mirroring and the finger pointing energy. But perhaps I'm also getting the vibe that someone in this connection could not take responsibility for their bad behavior too, because of this, right? They would never own up to their issues, perhaps. But if somebody's waiting to hear from the other person, it just feels like it's delaying the ability to let go, because the widow energy is here, and it kind of feels like the widower is waiting for communication to come in. But nonetheless, if your person and you are talking intermittently, it could also make the trying to let go and move forward that much harder, because you keep getting pulled back in, right? That's why this card is here saying, hey, you know, don't stop. If you feel that this isn't healthy for you, by all means, continue to move forward with the full energy. Release yourself completely with the judgment. Free yourself of it, because somebody keeps getting pulled back in to the connection, and it just creates a never-ending cycle or loop, okay, that doesn't really seem to heal. Okay, so I'm getting messages from the bag. I'm sorry for the noise. So let's see. Okay, it says you are the yin to my yang. Again, the mirroring aspect. Okay. A missed call? Look at that. Maybe your person tried to reach out to you. Remember, I was saying phone calls, emails, texts. Maybe you missed out on a call. Maybe they tried to call you. Maybe you tried to call them, but they missed the call. Or you missed the call, right? Interesting. Okay, so in the midst of, I'll just put it this way. I do think your person, if this is not picking up a lot of your energy, then this is definitely about them. They've been struggling to forget you and release themselves from you for whatever reason. There probably was some triggering back and forth, a lot of mirroring and toxicity in the connection, but nonetheless, they struggle to release it. Either way, somebody's struggling to release this connection altogether. Because it does feel like a vicious loop, right? And if it can't be healed, if it can't be balanced, then it's going to continue on that way, and it might not be the healthiest idea to continue forward with it. Maybe that's why somebody's blocked. Okay. Oh, look at that. I feel your energy all around me. And that would explain, okay, how past life relationships work too, because you can't really, it's hard to... Look at that. Closing a chapter. So, yeah. The idea... Again, let me go back here. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. Nonetheless, you would feel your person's energy because it surpasses time and space and all of that stuff, okay? These are energetic cords that we have to other people in those tight-knit bonds, okay? Toxic or not, right? But, yeah, it does say closing a chapter. So, somebody with that judgment energy in the Fool is definitely trying to move on and let go, even though it's been a journey and it's been hard. Maybe, there was a reason why there was a missed call, okay? Because had the call come through, you might have been sucked right back into that situation all over again. Okay, so somebody's feeling guilty, and that very well could be, right? I hope. I mean, if somebody was, not really, on their best behavior, if they weren't always the nicest, if it was toxic, maybe they've learned, and feel guilty for the way they treated you. Oh, look at that. I have no excuse. Holy shit. I was a fool, and then you get the Fool card. Okay, come on. Like, this is amazing. I love my bag. Look at that. I have no excuse. Yeah, they have no excuse really for the way that they behaved or the way that they acted. I think there was some malicious energy here where it just wasn't nice. It started to get ugly, Maybe it wasn't healthy. Maybe, they realized they don't have an excuse for the way that they treated you. Maybe you didn't deserve that, of course. No one deserves that, really. Okay, so I have a bunch here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So somebody might be a Capricorn. You deserve better. Wow. Okay. maybe they realize that now. Again, they probably feel guilty for the way they treated you. Oh, okay, too good for me. All right, this explains a lot. Love language, you probably had a different love language from them and then from you, and maybe that's what created a lot of the conflict. Okay. Betrayal. So somebody could have betrayed the other. Again, there was the idea of the other woman, okay, with this card, remember? Doesn't have to be a woman, could be anybody, but there was definitely betrayal. Okay, so you guys were, okay, and that's probably why the past life connection is here. And like I said, in different lifetimes, you guys come in and trigger each other, but it's for, you know, it's to be a catalyst for each other's growth. And breadcrumbs. So maybe at the time of the connection, maybe your person, all they were giving you was breadcrumbs. And like I said, I think stack number 3, I brought this up actually. It's funny that it comes up now. But it's that idea, like I always say, you know, when it comes to love, you don't want breadcrumbs, you want the whole loaf. Like, you want the whole thing. You know, don't just give me breadcrumbs. I want all of it. I want all of you or nothing at all, because breadcrumbs are not sufficient to keep any connection, you know, going. It's just leaving you cookie crumbs to follow, little breadcrumbs to follow, but you never actually reach your destination. You know, they're just stringing you along. So it's like, either you give me the whole freaking loaf or we don't have a deal. You know what I mean? It's like, that's just how it works, right? Because who has time for that? Let's just be honest. Who has time for that? So stack number 4, they could have been breadcrumbing you. I'm just saying. Stack number 4, this is your reading, okay? If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notification to support this channel, and so that way you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. All you have to do is visit me on Etsy, check out my readings, see what I have available. Sometimes they're sold out and it looks like there's nothing there. But just know that I always repost and relist my readings as soon as they've been completed for everybody who, you know, purchased previously. It's my way of time management and making sure nobody is waiting an extraordinary amount of time to receive a reading from me, because I wouldn't want anybody waiting unnecessarily long, okay? So I will leave you here, stack number 4. This is your reading. Much love to you, okay? Be safe wherever you are. Please keep shining. Be kind out there. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to everyone. I will leave you here. Much love to you, and I'll see you soon.